Put your hand down. You smiling?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why are you smiling?
Because I love football. Football's fun.
Fun, sir.
Fun, sir.
It's fun.
Yes.
You sure?
I think.
Now you're thinking. First you smile, then you think. You think football is still fun?
Yes.
Sir?
Yes. No.
No?
Sir. Well, it was fun.
Not anymore, though, is it? Is it?
No, not by
No, it's not fun anymore. Not even a little bit.
No.
Make up your mind.
No.
Think. Since you're thinking, now go on, think.
No,
Is it fun?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Absolutely not?
Zero fun, sir.
All right.
Throughout history, minorities have slowly gained their acceptance in cinema. We'll cover the milestones that minorities achieved over the course of cinema history. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. The first group of minorities we will take a look at are African Americans. In the first movies, African Americans were played by white actors who simply painted their faces black. They were portrayed as the bad guys in early films, such as the one we saw, The Birth of a Nation. Naturally, the blacks were offended by what they saw. They wanted to be on a level playing field, and the first big step was by Noble Johnson. Noble Johnson founded the Lincoln Motion Picture Company, where he produced race films for black audiences. He was the first to portray blacks as real people when the Lincoln Motion Picture Company released their first film, The Realization of a Negro's Ambition. Another pioneer who helped break the barrier between blacks and whites in the movie industry was Sidney Poitier. In 1958, he was the first Black Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. In 1963, he was the first black to win an Oscar. Today, African American actors and actresses have been portrayed as numerous characters ranging from crooks, law enforcers, coaches, and even God.
I am God.
They've also starred in every genre: romance, horror, drama, and of course, comedy.
I think I do remember hearing something on TV about colon cleansing. They say everyone should have one. I'm thinking about getting me an appointment and go down and get my colon cleansed thoroughly.
You want your colon cleansed? Fine, I'm gonna clean mine. Yeah, nah, my colon is clean. I'm talking squeaky clean.
Next are Latinos and Hispanics. Subtly, they have played a very important part in American film history.
You haven't played in years. Why can't I be quarterback, huh?
Hit me, I'm open.
Take it.
That's the reason. Sit down and shut up.
Myrtle Gonzalez was the first Hispanic film star, making her fame in westerns and outdoor films. Frank Padilla was one of the first silent film cinematographers. These early pioneers paved the way for future Hispanic and Latino stars. Mexican-American Richard Cheech Marin became a household name during his time in the 1970s TV show Cheech and Chong. His comedic hold has paved the way for other comedic actors such as Nicholas Turturro and Paul Rodriguez. Hispanics have also reached the level of superstars. Take Jennifer Lopez, for example. She was the first Hispanic to be paid $1 million for a movie, and is now the richest Hispanic in Hollywood. Like any other minority, Hispanics and Latinos have had to battle to achieve their status in today's industry.
Please tell me you speak English. I'm Detective Carter. Do you speak any English? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
In the early years of films, Asians, like most minorities, were played by white actors. They even went to the extent of altering the appearance of their face and eyes. Sasuke Hayakawa was a Japanese actor who starred in both Japanese and American films. In fact, he was the only Asian male actor in the 1920s. Martial arts films became popularized by Bruce Lee during the 1960s and early 1970s. Since then, Lee has become an iconic figure and a symbol of the martial art movie. Recently, actors such as Ken Watanabe have took starring roles in Hollywood blockbuster films. Jackie Chan has reinvented the martial art film and has brought it back to popular culture through comedies.
Sorry, man. Oh, y'all look alike.
Getting born in the state of Mississippi.
Asians and Asian Americans continue to make strides in the film industry. Although not represented in huge numbers, they still play a major role in movies today.
When you think of an Indian, you think of feathered headbands, dark skin, dark hair, bow and arrows, and teepees. Well, that's what the movie industry thought in early films. They typically used real Indians instead of white actors during the silent film era. Early movies often portray their difficult living conditions on reservations. Indians were also portrayed as rivals of cowboys. Lillian St. Cyr, also known as Princess Redwing, along with her husband John Young Deere, became some of the first Native Americans in the movie industry. Princess Redwing made her movie debut in 1908 with the movie The White Squaw. Young Deere began his acting and directing career in 1909 with Western films. Jumping ahead to the 1970s, Native Americans began to gain more public interest with movies like Soldier Blue and Little Big Man. Little Big Man was one of the top grossing films in the 70s. These movies gave inspiration to directors like Valerie Redhorse and Jennifer Wynn Farmer, who in 1998 directed Naturally Native, which was the first film to be completely done by Native Americans. Adam Beach, another well-known Native American actor, played important roles in numerous movies throughout the 90s, such as Smoke Signals, Dance Me Outside, and Wind Talkers. More recently, in 2005, filmmaker Terrence Malick recreated the story of Pocahontas and John Smith in The New World. This heartwarming and intense film gave an in-depth look at the struggle between Indians and early settlers.
Moonshine.
Dips.
Dips.
We could leave this place together.
As a whole, Native American culture has drastically changed between the early 1900s and today. The movie industry, for the most part, has accurately portrayed their lifestyle in both early films and today's films.
As you can see, minorities have played a vital role throughout the history of media.
Today, music, movies, and even advertising are thriving due to the success of minorities who have just as much talent as anyone else.
It has been an uphill battle, which is still relevant today. The minorities have gained as much success and respect as other major groups in the media.
We hope that you enjoyed our presentation and take with you a better understanding of minorities in the media.
Don't tell me to stop. You the one brought up Golden Clinton and all that, man.
I said, anything. I been again. I said,